Welcome one and all to our final stream of the weekend. It is the last May Red Cup. I'm Canafit, joined by D-List today for our ESL action and community games. D-List, I hope you're having a lovely day.
Well, I always have a lovely day when I'm together with you, Peter.
Why, oh yo. We'll be having our bracket up shortly, but before we do, we would cordially invite you to be our guest in this game of overtime free-for-all.
Am I invited too?
Well, of course.
Oh, thank you.
The way you get in is use the party ESL 123 or the global chat invite. And once we've got a few bodies in here, we'll get things kicked off. Yes, welcome everyone to the stream. Big Gorilla, thank you for... Yes, thank you for letting me know. I think I accidentally disabled the music in the previous stream, so should hopefully be all fine for now. And I hope that we'll see some of you guys from the stream in this community game.
A community game is where the community gets to play. So guys, join up. We want to see you on stream.
We have got ourselves, I think, a little bit of a relaxed stream today. I think we've just got a few teams who are looking to play. Must have been a long weekend for some of our red players, perhaps. So we'll get in probably a few more community games we would normally, and possibly some ones at the end as well, just to make sure you guys get your fill of MC5 to end out the weekend. Though, if it doesn't always happen at the beginning of the stream because people are still coming in. If we don't have enough for a free-for-all at the moment, what we might do instead is jump on and do a battle royale. What do you reckon, D-List?
You know what? I'm always a fan of a good battle royale, so let's go for that. And you know what? I'm gonna start up the MC5 battle royale over on PC.
I'll tell you what. If you chuck me a screen share, we can try and do the old side-by-side thing.
Ooh, I will definitely do that.
I don't know how well it'll work, but let's give it a go.
Let me load up on Combat 5 first of all. Steam chat, take your Steam friends, groups and conversations with you. Interesting.
Oh. Hey there, Hero Gaming
sale.
Yandel Rosario, when speak Spanish. Oh boy, we don't really speak Spanish very well, but I only know a couple of random phrases.
Bonito. Ich spreche sehr viele... I don't know.
That doesn't feel like Spanish.
You don't get to decide that.
Oh. Who does?
Can you see my there?
Yes, I think so. Let's give that a go and see if that works. So we're gonna try a side by side. Yeah, once you load into the battle royale, I'll drop you onto the stream as well in the corner. So if you guys, I kind of feel like that adds a little bit of extra value that you can kind of see two battle royales at the same time.
Yeah. Are you afraid of clowns, Peter?
Not particularly.
Okay, that's fair.
Big Gorilla and Hero Gaming Simon are here today, along with David M, Ali Games, and Carol Kobaz. Welcome, one and all. So we're gonna try and pump out as many community games as we can over the course of today. Just because we've got ourselves probably a relatively brief ESL tournament in the grand scheme of things. I'll just make sure I can see what our admins are saying to us. Alright, so let's get things underway. And I think we're actually loading into different battle royales at roughly the same time. So that works out pretty well.
Yay!
Got myself a nice E24. Decent sniper rifle, though I think there's a good chance of coming across somebody at close enough range that's not... I feel like the E24 is a sniper rifle that's probably feels more like an actual sniper where it's quite hard to use at close range.
Peter, what did you do during our downtime here today?
Oh, what did I do?
Well, I am asking you.
Well, that's something that someone says when they're trying to buy time to figure out what it is they're saying. Let's see. I listen to some of my favourite podcasts and watch myself. Oh wow, actually, I'm not sure the FPS coming through is terribly good on that one. We just check.
Unfortunate.
Oh, actually, no, it's okay for a corner. It's okay for corner vision at least.
Okay. Which broadcast are you listening to?
Well, I'm a big fan of. There's a lot more ground in that house than I would have expected. Second.
Because I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, unfortunately.
Well,
I've been meaning to, but I just never get around to doing it. Oh, what the hell? Everything just exploded.
well, I mean, the most distinguished of people obviously listen to Dulzy's MC5 podcast, which you
That's
can find
true.
on all of your favorite MC5 platforms. But I personally enjoy actual play podcasts, which is role-playing games of various different kinds, being played by people almost like a radio play. Well, let me just modify that a bit if I can.
No, someone killed me with an imp. No. Okay, I'm gonna load up again. I'm too bad at that. That was a bit embarrassing.
Well, I'll bring you back in once you've got something to show. Alright, so tier 2 armor, not too bad. So once this battle royale is done, we'll jump back out. Ooh, flip back. I don't know if this is the best idea to be chasing somebody around. Well, I've only got a pistol. But it certainly scared them enough. I think the fact I was willing to chase them indicated I probably had a lot better weaponry than I actually do have.
Well, Peter, since you didn't ask me, I'm just gonna say it myself. I went to the climbing gym in my time, and I finished building some of the routes and the problems that I've been building the last few
What?
weeks.
What do you mean building routes and problems?
So when you're bouldering, right, in climbing, when you're climbing without a rope and a harness on, you're bouldering, and then your routes become problems. When you're climbing with a harness and a rope, your routes are called routes. And I've been building a route and a problem over the last 2 weeks.
I feel like there's part of that explanation that's kind of missing somewhere, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. So I think possibly some of that missing information there is that you're a climbing instructor.
That is true. I am a climbing instructor, so but that doesn't mean that I have to build routes and problems.
I'm so confused. Alright, let's get an SMG and shoot someone in the face. That'll solve all our problems.
You are confusing me.
Ooh, red 34.
Stop confusing me.
Let's see if we can find ourselves some more friends, because I think everyone's already dying already. Alright, let's chase up here. Have we got some volume on this one? Oh, that's weird. Nation? I'm afraid I don't know any French, apart from just random bits and pieces again. I think I actually might even know less French than...
Okay, where are we dropping? Let's drop at the South Village. Crap. 1, 2, 3. Loading in! Where are we dropping, boys? Oh, South Village. We're dropping at the South Village. Nice.
Well, there you go. Oh, Big Gorilla, what's with the sad face? Oh, actually, wait a second. I think we might have got a...
Nope.
Oh, wait. This is teasing us.
Don't you worry, I'm all on it. What's happening? Right. What's happening? My MC5 crashed.
Oh, no.
My MC5 crashed. Okay.
Well, there's no relying upon you at all.
Never mind. Unfortunate, guys. I will not play anymore. That is the end of it. If MC5 crashes, I get mad.
Okay. So we'll be. I think the Personality 9 is probably better. So we'll be going into our ESL competition as soon as we've got our first match. But we will most likely be. Actually, I'm gonna probably swap out the scope on this one because I need a relatively short range scope. Okay. Well, fortunately, the person that we murdered to take this gun off them had actually done most of the job upgrading this already.
Nice. Congratulations, Peter.
Let's see if we can find a way up a hill. I think our opposition is on the other side of this hilltop. So hopefully we'll see them before they see us. I think they might have had some errors while loading in this map. Okay. Oh, there they are. I am quite proud of myself there. I thought that was good.
Congratulations.
It's
not very often. It's not often you get to be proud of yourself. So,
hey, man.
Guys, we are getting the passkey now. So, just you wait. Just you wait.
Okay, so yes. So as I said, we've got ourselves a pretty compact tournament today. So we'll probably have a relatively short stream, but we'll try and make it worth you guys as well by putting out some more community games once the tournament is done and making sure that you get enough MC5 to tide you over for the rest of the week. We'll be looking to bring in some monthly finals a little way down the line, quite possibly next week as well if the timing can work out. But we'll see, as I think I've got to make a bit of a scoot here, or I'm going to get caught out. It's actually not too bad. So, one of the things which is a bit unlikely to turn up on any given day, but you can't activate a health pack if you don't have any health to heal. So this is usually a quality of life thing. But during a fight, you might not really have time to switch your aim across. Oh, there's our opponent. Wait, where are they?
We have a passkey, kind of it.
But I'm so close.
We have a passkey, I said.
All right. Oh wait, I can't kill myself with one of these. Or can I? No, apparently not. Alright, well, never mind. We have business to attend to, fine folks. So, give us a second. We get into that first game. So let's see. Dealers, who is it who's going to grace our screen for our opening ESL match of the day?
Victory of Lords versus Old Gents.
Oh, alright. Let's see. It looks like the lobby is up and the teams are pretty much ready to go already. So, we'll get into things in just a moment. Let's see. There we go. And the teams are switched to rude. Let's do that. So, a little glance.
Switch a rude.
Yes. So, yes, to quickly go over the teams. So, we've just got 4 teams playing today. New Era, Dio 3, Victory of Lords and Old Gens. Both Old Gens and New Era representing the USA. Dio 3 representing Great Britain. How dramatic. And Victory of Lords, of course, representing where else but France.
Well, Victory of Lords, they are definitely a known team counterfeit, so it doesn't surprise me at all that they are from France indeed, because that is where they're always from.
That is true.
I'm not quite sure where I was going with that point, but there we go.
So, even while we've got a relatively compact tournament today, we have got a good rivalry in the making. Victory of Lords, over the last 2 tournaments, they have traded wins with New Era, the team on the other side of the bracket. So, make-up number 2, New Era lost out to Victory of Lords in the final. Make-up number 3, New Era beat Victory of Lords in the final. So I guess this might be considered to be a best of 3, assuming that both the Lords and New Era make it to the finals in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep, players are ready to go. Let's get things kicked off. Rooftops, our first destination. And let's take a quick look. So, Old Gens, I believe this is going to be their second tournament playing, at least under this particular team profile. And last tournament, they lost out to Victory of Lords. So a lot of teams have got bills coming due in this particular ESL go-round.
Now we're starting out here on the Rooftops counterfeit. let's see what's gonna happen. Obviously, Old Gens versus Victory of Lords. It is going to be the third seeded team against the second seeded team. So a lot on the line here for the two teams. Obviously, whoever wins this one will go straight into the grand final, as we only have 4 teams here today.
A strong start for the Lords, as Shine and Chihira, both players I haven't seen so much of before, and also Dranic, who I have seen a lot, but I didn't realize they're a Victory of Lords player.
Well, today you learn Counterfeit. On the rooftops, sometimes we see a lot of action, but as of recently, the meta between these teams have been very stale. The players, both on the red cups and the blue cups, have been all about slow playing, not moving up from those stairs, not taking any risks, and we're seeing that once again here.
Victory Lords have certainly got a pretty commanding position up here on the rooftops, you can see. Just patrolling around with the mists all around them, looking to try and figure out where the Old Gens will strike from. But of course, we have the advantage of being able to check in for ourselves, and it seems like the Victory of Lords scouts headed into the lower bounds and did not come back out again.
No, they certainly did, but Counterfeit is 3-3. Right here, Victory Lords versus Old Gens. We're completely even and no one is actually coming out ahead. But Old Gens, they find a very good kill there, immediately traded by a grenade from Chirua.
Stress trying to get for a little bit of revenge there, but doesn't manage to do it. Will be following their teammate Dranic down into the depths. Dranic you may have seen on the Noob Tubers before. Certainly has been around for a while, a veteran of the scene. As the first 2 minutes are done, and Old Gens and Victory Lords dead even.
Well, another veteran here of the scene, Stress, not doing so well for himself, or I guess you could argue that he is doing well, because he hasn't died yet, but he's not found a kill either, so it could be a bit more bloodthirsty there. His first kill, getting that one onto Damon from Old Gens, but it will immediately be traded by Marceline with a good grenade chuck.
Yeah, very, very accurate here. As Old Gens settle down for more corridor fighting, waiting for the Lords to come to them. Rapid doing some real good job with that shotgun. The commander really starting to really pick up in presence, along with a surprisingly large amount of shreds, which you can see here from the Dranic on the support. We've also been seeing the Bramson SMG for the recons work out pretty darn well as well.
Well, Victory Lords, they're just divided by 1 kill. Counterfeit make that 2. Stress finds another kill. It will be betrayed. We're down to 1. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. So there's not a lot of time to go here between the two teams, but things are shaping up.
Diamond, certainly one of the heavy hitters for Old Gens here at Dranic. So far, 5-0. That is just crazy. I think must have picked up that shred from a support rather than having spawned in as one, because Dranic so far has yet to die, and they are doing incredibly well for themselves.
They certainly are. Dranic on fire right now. 5 kills. Is definitely the best performing member here for Old Gens. Goes in, finds another one, but might just be traded, but instead will find kills. And Victory Lords, they find themselves with 6 kills in the lead.
Yeah, they've really started to build momentum. The French team now taking over the lower bounds of this rooftops map, rather than trying to control from up on high. Old Gens were too good at punishing them, but now the hoof is on the other foot.
Certainly is. Now outer turret being deployed as well from Old Gens. EMP strike and Victory Lords, they're running away with it. Nearly 10 kills in the lead. It's not looking good at all here for Old Gens as time is running out and they are falling further and further behind.
Man, Victory of Lords. Well, I mean, this is what happens when a team gets ahead. You can see the spawn trap coming to mean that they're just getting spawned in and immediately moided all over again. Rapid and the rest of the squad are trying to respond, but it's just not happening. 11-12 kills in the lead for Victory Lords. The end of this game, just unrecognizable from the start.
It certainly is, and you know what, Counterfeit? We're going to construction site as our second map, and it is not the same as rooftops. It is still a small map, but there's just more ways of getting onto your opponent, so I feel like we could be seeing a more bloody game that will still be even in game number 2. But for now, Victory Lords, they're getting close to 50 kills and to winning here against Old Gens.
You can see some, honestly, just astonishingly crisp play from Victory Lords as they don't even hesitate for even a half second when it comes to these close range fights. So close to getting up to 50. Stress, I think, perhaps heard the criticism from before, has been hurling around play, but Draenix still has finally taken some deaths and respawned back in with that Bramson. Certainly the most outstanding player alongside Chihira.
He certainly is, Counterfeit, and if he can keep that up here in game number 2, he would be just on fire and would be the most important member for Victory Lords as they are about to reach 50 kills. There we go. Victory Lords definitely doing well for themselves in game number 1.
Nearly a 2-to-1 ratio in their favour. The Lords, I think they gave Old Gens a lot of room to start with, but once the Lords got going, man, that was an absolute thresher.
It certainly was, and Victory Lords now win game number 1. We're going to construction side in game number 2, and for Victory Lords, they just need to keep it up, and they could be well on their way to the grand final.
Alright guys, so grab yourself a drink. We shall be back with that second game, potential 3 in the series. And then we'll be most likely headed to the grand finals where things become best of 5. A chance to see Victory Lords and New Era clash again. We'll see what happens. Coming up in 7 minutes or less. Welcome back. Old Gens and Victory of Lords clash for what could be their final encounter here on the construction site. Dealers, it felt like Old Gens, they had a pretty solid chance against Victory Lords to start off the last game, but it all went so terribly wrong so terribly quickly.
They stayed even for a long time, but once Victory of Lords, they gained a lead. They just ran away with it, and they didn't look back. And now Old Gens, they're gonna have to prove to us that they can keep up with Victory of Lords. Nay, that they can gain a lead and win against Victory of Lords. If not, they're going to be out here in the semi-final.
Well, you've certainly got my vote just because you said nay.
Nay.
So let's check in with...
Peter, I think we are, we're the knights that say nay. Hey.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's get on with the game. I'm done being unprofessional. Victory Lords, they have a lead. Yay.
Alright, let's see who's picking up those numbers. So Cheeto started off the game pretty strong as Make gets all the time in the world just walk up and murderize that poor Old Gens player. It's currently rocking the fiery BSW, looking to try and fire up into that sniper's nest. Man, Make has got nerves of steel. You saw them getting hit from long range there, but they kept coming back out and trying to land the shot for themselves.
Well, that is what you need to do when you are a top team in MC5. You need to have nerves of steel. You need to be able to take some risks, and we see that right there. But now Victory Lords, they are 4 kills ahead, counterfeit. They're doing well for themselves.
So Old Gens in control of the outside. Victory of Lords in control of the interior. Do you have some spawns in here from the Old Gens as they maybe stack up? Diamond going to lead the charge into the Victory of Lords flank. Doesn't manage to get a kill, but does at least retreat in good order. Oh, some nice grenade work there. Checking with
Demon. Landing some good grenades, counterfeit, but not enough to give back the lead to Old Gens. Still, they're finding themselves behind with 5 kills.
Kairu? I guess Kairu. I guess it's the closest I can get to it. Picked up a lot of those last kills, but unfortunately for them, didn't have the backup. And I think this is part of what Victory Lords were doing before, was that they were just putting the pressure on once Old Gens were respawning, but maybe that last play going sour could give Old Gens a chance to get back into the game.
Well, it's 3 kills now to lead for Victory Lords, so Old Gens are definitely starting to find their way back in the game, counterfeit. So what can they do now? Old Gens, they can look for those kills against Victory Lords, but they're grouping up in a small area, and that means that the Victory Lords, they may just gain some control right here, because in a small area, it's very hard to defend against grenades and against people running at you.
Old Gens are backed into a corner as the Victory of Lords advance. There's a lot of cover to be had here, and Old Gens are actually winning out in this fight against the Lords. Charging forward, though, could be a mistake as Cheeto is able to punish 8-2, 9-2. So far, 10-2, Cheeto. Oh boy, the difference maker for Victory of Lords.
Cheeto coming in on fire. He is a killer machine, counterfeit. 10 kills. What is this guy on? He is certainly just the strongest member on Victory of Lords.
Having a fantastic game so far, so we'll definitely be keeping our eyes on them. As you see the Old Gens squad again retreating back in, but oh nice, Angela with a perfectly executed airstrike does get the Old Gens back into contention. 3 minutes left to play, but the Lords, they are impatient. They want to get the job done early.
They really certainly do, but it's very hard for Old Gens to keep up here with Victory of Lords, even though they are decelerating the game. They are slowing it down. Old Gens, they find themselves with 9 kills in the deficit, and it's just all running out through their hands. They are not in control anymore.
It seemed like for a second, for more than a few seconds, that Old Gens might be able to turn this series back around, but the Lords, they are not going to give them the chance. We've got Shira coming in from one side, we've got the rest of the Lords coming in from the other. Angela, trying to stuck between the hail of bullets approaching from either side, but it just ain't happening.
No, it certainly isn't, Counterfeit. And right now, Victory Lords, they need 3 more kills to complete this. 3 more kills to go into the grand final. And they will be done with Old Gens, leaving them in the dust and grabbing themselves a victory.
Make certainly going to give Cheeto a run for their money with some honestly astonishing performances. Victory of Lords, that €100 only for the team that takes first place today. And the Lords have made a pretty compelling reason in that last game why it should be them that gets called champions today.
It certainly should, Counterfeit. Victory Lords, they look like the strongest team, but they will most likely have to go up against New Era or Dio 3 from the from the United Kingdom, rather. One of those teams will advance to the grand final, and Victory Lords, they have to go through one more opponent.
An incredible performance from Vol Cheeto there, as well as Make. 13-2 though for Cheeto. It's just incredible. But guys, while we do get our finals sorted out, because we don't know what's going on with the other semi, we need you guys to come onto stream and show us what you are made of. Dealers, last time round we looked for a free-for-all, though we didn't end up starting it in the end. What should we do for our first official custom game?
Let's go with a what's called push to cart.
Cargo? Okay.
Cargo, yeah. Let's go with a cargo.
Alright, we'll give it a try. So we definitely would need to put it on a more common map because cargo is hard to get people for the best of times, and on canals we'll be there for the rest of our lives. So let's go for what would be a good one? I think maybe conversion? I don't know. Maybe. Let's go to go. So, right. Let's lock that one in. And guys, please do come and join us. So we'll have those global invites. You can use the passkey. And of course, you can actually still use the passkey even once the game is started. So Henry Lane, yes, that community game being set up right now, as you can see. Let's get you all in here. And please do add me as a friend if you haven't already. Then we'll get you invited to all of the community games as they happen.
And it's always a good way of trying to get on the stream and show us what you're made of. So, guys, don't be shy. Come and show Counterfeit and I how it's done.
Yeah.
Yo.
Salvador, welcome. And yes, of course, if you guys do have any questions, Hero Gaming Simon, the Big Gorilla, they volunteer their time to help out everyone in the stream. So if you have any questions, if we happen to be distracted with the stream itself, you can usually ask them and they'll help you out. Wonderful chaps. And I don't know if Hero Gaming, Big Gorilla, you guys happen to, I can't remember who's got what platform because everyone's spread across all three, of course. But if either of you guys are around and able to play, it would be lovely to see you taking part in today's community games. I don't know if we're in a squad. Let's send it anyway. Oh, that's Big Gorilla. Let's send them a special invite just for them. Whew.
Counterfeit. How well do you think, or how good are you at MC5? Outside of Battle Royale, of course.
I would go with not very.
Okay. Well, I can appreciate honesty.
Red Dragon, you play on PC. Sad face. Well, don't worry, Red Dragon. We mostly play it on PC as well. It honestly amazes me how well people play on mobile, but I've never quite got the hang of it so far. Hey, there we go. Big Gorilla's in the game. Excellent. There's very few other circumstances where you get to play against the moderators directly in the stream, but hey, if you've ever had a disagreement with Big Gorilla, this is your chance to resolve it. Oh, tie me out, will you? I'm not sure if Blade Cobra is going to actually join, but ideally I'd like to get three on each side, just because this is kind of cargo is kind of one of the more competitive modes where one team pushes it a certain distance, the other team tries to match that. So it's ideal if you can get full teams in to start with. Otherwise, the first team to go can get a pretty heavy advantage by just shutting out the other team entirely. Oh, there we go. Tempo and okay, that's enough to get going with. So, cargo on conversion. It's both teams trying to push that cargo along the track to as far as it can go, and then the other team has to try and match them, either getting it all the way in a less amount of time, or at least getting it further along when the time runs out. Big Gorilla's gonna goof around in this community game. Ah, you big goof.
Oh no, of course he's gonna goof around. It's Big Gorilla.
Red Dragon, well, you will be able to join in next week. We'll be having our PC weekly tournament, so that all of the community games there will be on PC. So don't worry, Red Dragon. Stick around, give the channel a follow if you haven't already, and you will be informed. So, let's bring up the map. We can see the cargo. It's now on its track, which you can see on the floor, though it doesn't actually show up on the map, but trust us, it's going to go all the way around the outside of the center, and I imagine probably end up right back on the same sort of place on the other side. So, if you're playing cargo, because this is the mode that's been present in a few different kinds of games.
But I'm not.
What kind of strategies would you think are best? Is it best to crowd around the cargo, or to run ahead and try and remove the opposition before they even get there?
See, I'm an old Team Fortress 2 professional, right? Or semi-pro. And back when I played semi-professional in Team Fortress 2, it was always a good idea that when you're pushing the cart, you want to have people out fighting, and you want to have someone pushing. So ideally, you have 1 or 2 guys on the cart, and 3 guys out fighting. You can do that because you have a team of 5. If you have a team of 6, you have 2 guys in the cart and 4 people out fighting. That way, you're able to distract your opponents, while still getting that card pushed. Plus, I would assume that when you have 2 people on the card, you're able to push it a bit faster because you have more people on the card.
I'm actually not sure on that one. I know there's certainly...
Oh, it is. I can see on the top of the screen when there's 2 people inside the radius, it pushes faster.
But it also pushes back faster, as we just saw there, with multiple red team members. Note as well that we've got these little checkpoints along the top. The cart can't go back beyond that, so making a concerted effort to push forward to the next checkpoint is a pretty wisely spent investment.
Ooh, but 51% of the way with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. It's not too bad for the blue team.
Yeah, it's a respectable performance. Unfortunately for the Blues, it looks like they're really getting cut down in their own spawn, so they're not really getting any chance to get back onto the cargo at all. I think, we're kind of almost in the pre-cargo phase of the game now, where the blue team just need to fight to get out onto the map at all.
Yeah, well, kind of, we definitely are that. It's just, now the blue team, they are getting overrun, and they're not playing the strategy that they need to be playing, but... Oh, okay. We have a New Era versus Dio 3 coming up this second round. Cool.
Alright,
I'll ask who won game number 1.
We'll leave you guys to complete that cargo game off stream, as... Oh, Red Dragon and Henry Lang are talking about some weird stuff in the chat. I'm following Modern Combat, but is Modern Combat following me? I don't know. Maybe Red Dragon. Maybe... So this will be our second game of our second semi-finals. So let's check in with them. As we said before, New Era, certainly one of the favourite teams of the 4 playing today, who have traded wins with Victory Applause, which not many teams can say that they have done that. Oh, it's for the 3rd game, in which case we definitely know that they've got 1 game each.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
New Era.
People,
Dio 3.
If you were to buy a backpack, Peter, would you go for a black one or a dark green one?
I think I would go for a light green, hairy one with a stick.
Okay.
What about you guys?
That's not what I asked for sure.
But it's the answer you got nonetheless.
No, it's not the answer I wanted.
Guys, we'll take a micro break while the last Dio player turns up. Man, the Dio player's got some cool names. Royal Oak. But we'll be back in a second to determine who will be joining Victory of Lords. Oh, well, actually, as I said that, I no longer need to say that. Let's get things started. So this one game decides who goes through to the finals.
Let's go! Dire 3, new era. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna go on to face Victory of Lords? Counterfeit, we're coming down to the last map here. And it's gonna mean a lot for the two teams. Dire 3 from the UK or new era from the United States of America. Personally, I would love to see Dire 3 go through, simply because they are from the UK. And it's not often we see teams from the United Kingdom play in these tournaments.
Well, that's certainly very true. New Era won the first game of this series. Dio 3 won the second. So though we don't know exactly what happened in each of those games, certainly Dio have got themselves a little bit of momentum. Rue picking up the first kill for them. For New Era, it's YOLO. Oh man, YOLO, who they obviously named that meme after.
Yeah, of course. YOLO is the original one. YOLO, finding a kill right there. Saying, you live more than once because you respawn pretty fast in MC5.
That's true. Though quick spawn's not on, it's still not very long. You have to wait for the opposition. Honestly, yeah, we get to really see it here in competitive play how the long respawn times, it's not so much the respawn times that's the problem, it's linking back up with your team and making sure that the remaining members of your squad don't get overrun while you're trying to get back to them.
That is definitely true, Counterfeit, and something you need to be aware of. But so far, Dire 3 actually coming out swinging out of the gates. Right now, finding themselves with nearly a 10-kill lead. So New Era, they could fall to these UK boys.
Oh, I'm honestly kind of impressed. Apparently Red Dragon's from the UK, just like my good self. So supporting the hometown crowd. I mean, that's one of the great things about these streams. You can get people from all over the world watching, and there's a reasonably good chance on any given stream that you'll be able to find at least a country near you, if not your own country, playing.
That is true, but New Era, they are falling dangerously far behind, and Dire 3 looking like the team that would love to set them on fire and stop them right here in their tracks. Just need a few more kills, 32 kills, and this game will be over. Right now, Dire 3, they are making sure to stick together here on the upper platform, making sure the New Era, they're going to have to run up to them, and once they come running up, they will be running into a crossfire.
Grenades being used to clear out this upper area as Royal Oak maneuvers around, trying to get a shot down on New Era down below, but I like this careful play from Dio 3. They're aggressive, but they're making sure that when they are being aggressive, it's in situations where they almost can't lose.
When you are in a situation where you can't lose, Counterfeit, you often come out ahead. I feel like that is probably a truth in itself of that situation. And for Dio 3, when you are together as a team and you work together as a team, you can never lose. That is what we're seeing right here. They work together as a 5-man unit and they very rarely lose their members. They never die.
Yeah, I'm honestly really impressed. As we've mentioned before, New Era are previous tournament winners. So for Dio 3 to be doing this well against them, and against Amurad, as we see in that last exchange, Amurad is extraordinarily good. You saw the snapfire, 3 members of the Dio squad just torn to pieces. Make that a 4th, I think almost completes 8. Yes, does. Amurad aced Dio 3 by themselves.
What the hell? Pretty nice right here, Dio 3. Making sure to just keep themselves up front. But they are starting to reduce that lead on the side of New Era. New Era down to 8 kills now, down to 9. But still, making sure to take the fight to Dire Free, but they need to be careful because we're getting close to 40 kills, and that's the dangerous spot.
And it's crazy to think the New Era could be losing with Amon-Ra playing as out of their mind. You can see that they're by far the best player in this game.
But Counterfeit, he's also the only guy with a positive KDA, and when the rest of your team are dragging you down, you're not exactly in a position to keep your team afloat. Right now, no one on New Era is helping Amon-Ra carry New Era, and it's hurting them. It's making them sink, and Dire Free, they are punishing New Era quite heavily for that.
Amon-Ra, the last hope for New Era, who have managed to catch up dramatically on Dio 3. This third game again is to determine who goes to the finals. It's a hell of a lot closer than it was just a few moments ago, and Dio 3, they must have been sent a wake-up call. The New Era are not messing around.
Well, New Era, they have managed to just stop this lead from Dire Free from developing, and now Dire Free 44, pretty damn close, just 6 more kills, but New Era, they are at their heels, and they will not go silent into the night.
The armor pack's been thrown down by Issei there, doing a pretty good job. Those shields of blocking out the instant kills from the snipers dropping down the short range, but Amon-Ra is there. Amon-Ra is the center of attention, and for good reason. It's just picking up so many kills, but Dio, the rest of the Dio players, they're still ahead. They're finding the less accomplished members of New Era and harvesting their kills from easier targets.
46 to 42, Dire Free, they're so close, they can taste it now with 3 more kills. It's all they need. It's getting so very close right here. 48, now Dire Free, 2 more, 1 more,
Ooh.
and New Era, they will be done. New Era, can they make this comeback? It's going to be very hard, very unlikely, but they can do it. No, they cannot, as Royal Oak takes down the last New Era member.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen the Commander melee execute before, but man, Dio 3, this is a terrifying team coming forward. Even with Amon-Ra pulling out some crazy numbers, it was actually Issa actually managed to match and even overtake Amon-Ra. 18 kills, 9 deaths to 18 kills, 10 deaths that Amon-Ra did.
Yeah, well, Amon-Ra definitely tried his best, but it just wasn't enough. It helped New Era get close, but they didn't get a cigar.
Well, let's see if we can find some more good times for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the cargo game from before. Now let's set up for I think we should go for something a little bit more traditional. A team battle, but where shall it be, Deedless?
Ooh, let's go to the museum. The good old museum.
It's good, it's old, it's a museum. ESL 1, 2, 3. The game is loading up. Let's get you guys back on stream once again, and we shall see who can prove themselves the mightiest.
Are you mighty, Peter? Do you believe... Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Do you believe that you are mighty?
Well, I think mighty is partially a thing that other people can do, but I think it's also a state of mind. What do you think of that, Deedless?
I believe that you're mighty when you use the pen instead of the sword.
Ah, you got your good old stabbing pen, huh? I like it.
Of course, man. It's from a civilized time, back when you stab people with your pen.
Well, you know, pens historically, they've been around for a long time. Swords, only been popular for the last few years, really.
I don't see a lot of people fighting with swords anymore, unfortunately.
And I don't see too many people writing with swords either.
No, that's true. So, I think we can conclude that swords, they suck.
Wait, I think Make might be in the wrong game. Because they are one of our finalists. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're just looking for a bit of a warm-up. Oh, so interesting. So, the other hunter is asking, you're wrong, it's the 4 times getting more popular while the 6th time is getting less common. Interesting. I haven't been keeping an eye out for that. That's a good question, Hunter. I guess I'll throw it open to the audience to see if they have noticed what scopes people are using. I guess, you know, if it makes more sense to have a little bit more flexibility to scope, especially if COG V is popular, to be able to scope down a little bit more easily in close quarters.
Yeah. Well, I guess it also depends on which kind of scope you're using. If you're using an ACOG, it's probably very hard to, well, I know it's very hard to then actually fight like a in short range. But if you're using, let's say, a red dot, then it's much easier to fight in short range because that won't give you like a zoom in effect.
That is definitely true. So we've got a vol versus vol setup here. I think that Easy is just kind of getting out of the way, but we want to get a few more people in here to make sure the game does carry on. Okay, Henry Lang makes a good point, saying that they like the 4x scopes because you just get a better field of view, whereas with the more intense magnifying, it's great. Yeah, it's great for finding some very long distance opponents. But you're right, your situational awareness takes a massive dive when you can't actually see anyone but the target you're directly looking at. Alright, we've got 2 on each side. We've got most of the Victory of Lords for some reason. But hey, I ain't going to complain. These are some incredibly good quality players. Guys, the community game will be joinable all the way through the break. Our grand finals is going to be set up in hopefully just a few minutes time. Dio 3 and Victory of Lords. For now though, enjoy the break game and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, guys. Oh gosh, you got done all kinds of quickly. And it's down to, yes, probably just the victory of Lord's members, 2 of them being on the red squad, whereas only 1 over on the blue. I don't think, let's see, yes, little Cheeto joined in this one. So we're going to jump out and get you guys another community game while we wait for this next one to start up. So we've got the finals just getting sorted out at the moment. But I think, hopefully, we'll get a chance to just sneak one in. So, Dealers, we had our more standard game. Now I need you to choose something weird once again.
Ooh, give me the options, Mr. Custom Game Man.
Well, let's see. So, we've got... Probably can't really get away with duels or duel tournaments, but... So we've got... What have we not done?
We've
got Rush.
VIP,
Zone Control, Capture the Flag. Those are our...
Let's go with VIP. I don't think we've done that in quite some time.
It can be very short, so just so you're aware. But, alright, let's give it a go.
Well, I'm used to that.
So, guys, if you've not played VIP before, the VIP, it's essentially just like a team deathmatch, except one of the players is just worth a lot more points than the others, which is why it tends to end quite quickly. We do actually see people tending to play it as a if you want to play a 1v1 mode, that's why you tend to see like 2-player VIP modes in the custom games list, because it's a way of playing a much faster 1v1 than you would be able to otherwise, where you can actually go out to a score limit. Whereas if you're playing regular 1v1, then you would be there for quite a long time. You'd have to play it the whole game.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of it, but VIP, it's about securing a hostage, right?
Oh no, not at all.
Oh, what's it
As
about?
I was saying, there's just one member of the team that's the VIP that are worth 5 points to kill, and each time they die, the VIP changes to somebody else. But otherwise, in every other respect, it's just a regular team deathmatch.
Okay. Well, I have bamboozled myself then.
Yeah. Greywick, you're gonna join? I hope you will. Red Dragon, thanks for dropping by. Let's see. Henry Lang, I'm just trying to understand what you're saying there. So, found an error in the tracer grenade and new military support. You're firing at the soldier who was waving. You were using buckshot, but you made it like an assault rifle? Could you, Henry? It sounds what you're saying there sounds interesting. I'm not sure I quite follow. Do you mind rephrasing and maybe it might be just come at it from a different angle? If there is an actual technical issue or something's not as it should be, we're not actually developers, so we can't do anything about that directly. But you can definitely let Gameloft know through the email address in the top right of the screen, or you can go through the Facebook, Twitter, or through customer care. All should be able to get messages through to the actual developers. Alright, Shameless, welcome. So, probably need to get about at least 4 people, probably really want to have 6 to make VIP really make sense.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Peter? Slowly people are coming in.
Yeah. So Henry Lang made the buckshot and assault rifle. I'm not sure the kind of context you're talking about, Henry Lang. Let's keep those invites spelled out. It always makes us very popular in the global chat. Oh, yes, Shameless. I don't know if we've got you as friend. No, we don't. Let's make sure we've got everybody added up for any future games. Tempo, hi Nabs. Well, that's just rude. Guns and Bullets, your name is Son of a Gun 74. Well, please, if you're playing on iOS, come and join us. Got Harry? Welcome. So we've got the Game of Thrones team currently playing in our other regional competition. So I'm trying to remember if Harry is one of the members of them or just happens to have a similar tag. I don't know.
Let me check. So, Game of Thrones. So, past tournaments, teams, Game of Thrones. What did you say his name was?
Harry.
Harry.
Yeah.
Nope, he's not a part of the team.
Oh, well, there you go. So Greywick, you still be able to join in the game once it started, but we'll try and make sure we've got just one more player so that we've got a meaningful way for the teams to actually protect the VIP. So guys, do remember, because this is how the VIP games end so darn quickly, you've got to protect your VIP. A lot of the teams just run around like headless chickens, and that's why the VIP just dies over and over and over again.
Well, what if I am a headless chicken? You can't stop me from being one.
Oh, I guess you can just do what you like, really.
Thank you. Well, I usually do that.
So guys, enjoy the VIP. As I said, I fully expect this to be quite short. But that's okay, because our finals should be coming up shortly. Catch you guys in a few minutes' time on the other side of the break with hopefully our grand finals. Welcome back, guys, and yep, we're pretty much as expected. Those VIPs really just make the game go a heck of a lot faster. I don't know what you guys think about the... So currently, you're pretty heavily motivated to just hide your VIP. But I wonder if perhaps some more motivation... I don't think this is the case already, but like if VIPs got double reward for the kills that they made, to kind of encourage you to use your VIP in an aggressive fashion.
And that would actually be very, very cool, kind of fit. Maybe we could let Gameloft know that would be an opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, Peter,
Mhm.
you are a hype man, right?
Well, at times in my regular life, I'm just quiet and reserved, and I rarely run around flailing my arms around. I mean, I'm not
So
saying never. I'm just saying rarely.
so you are a hype man.
I feel myself as a person who is able to deliver hype, but doesn't let it define them.
Nice.
Oh, hey, apparently that might actually be the case already. I just asked Redu if VIPs get double kill credit. So, there you go. Apparently great minds think alike. So Henry Lang, yes, so again, we're not developers. We didn't post that video on Instagram, but I'm not sure actually that's going to really change at this point, but thank you for letting us know that there was a problem with the video. I have to assume it was just a honest mistake there.
The video.
So Henry Lang was talking about a video posted on Instagram where one of the guns acted a bit oddly.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, we definitely didn't post that video or have any hand in making it. But Henry Lang, I'm sorry that this is a frustrating thing, or rather, my lack of understanding of it has been frustrating. All right, so we got some tier 2 armor. We can drop in an actual weapon. So let's go and do that. Oops. Alright. Delicious from the sky. Let's get out of the way just in case. Oh, hello. Lovely. We've got ourselves 2 sweet weapons. Oh, actually, probably should have waited till we picked up. So I think it's much more... Wait, where did it drop? Oh, there it is. It seems like it's the most common thing you'll get out of here is the PR39, yeah. I'm pretty sure at one point we were getting BSWs out of these crates as well, but I don't remember the last time I've actually seen one.
Yeah. Well, kind of it. You have your favorite weapon, right? The what's it called? The right one? No, the red one.
Yeah. Well, I'm upgrading the PR39 first just because the PR is just completely useless without upgrades, whereas the red is still pretty solid, so... I don't know. I'm hoping that we'll last long enough to be able to fully upgrade both guns. So it's kind of a long-term play. But I don't know, actually maybe it was a better idea to just put all the upgrades on the red and just use the red. But, I don't know, PR39, we've seen a bit of it in competitive play. I think it's a decent enough gun once you've got all the bits and pieces for it.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of pieces already, kind of it. Do you have enough, however, is the question. Do you think you have enough?
It's never enough, man. You always need to have more. More!
Oh, you are so greedy, young child. So greedy.
So we're currently racing the blue zone to try and get some loot from down here. We've actually got a lot of stuff already, so I think we might be able to... I mean, do we actually need to go down here? We've got... The main thing we're really short on is attachments, but fortunately the zone doesn't really hurt that much at this point. But it will certainly get people moving. And hopefully moving into our sights. That is something that people don't actually tend... Well, no, they just don't drop at all. Is they don't drop their attachments. You can pick up their weapons with the attachments still attached, but you won't get any new ones, so you kind of need to get your weapon loadout set up a little bit early on, or you may not get to.
You're taking a lot of damage from the blue zone, kind of it. You might want to get out of it.
Well,
So you don't die. So you don't die.
So,
well, I'm proud of you.
Where are our opponents, is my question. Where
Peter,
are they?
I have a question for you. Do you like hiking? Because I see you running quite a lot right now.
Well, I'm not necessarily big on hiking, but I am big on haikus, if that counts for anything.
Okay, can you make me a haiku right now?
Let's see, it's 575, right?
Yes. And it has to It has to include something about nature as well.
Okay, so running around here.
Running around here. Yes.
Soon.
Do you want me to write this down, by the way?
Sure, why not?
Okay, let me get the notepad out. Running a
Oh, that was beautiful, if I say so myself.
around here. Okay, running around here. Yes.
Okay, give me a second. Just grabbing all their stuff. I am a big gorilla.
I am a big gorilla.
How many is that?
I am a big gorilla. That is 7.
Oh, that works out really well.
I am a big gorilla. Yeah, it's 7.
Man, we're just amazing at this already. So we need a closing line with something about. Does that count as nature already to mention being a big gorilla, or does it need to be a seasonal thing?
I'm not sure. I think you just need to include something from nature. So sure.
Okay.
Big gorilla is fine.
Autumn leaves like tears.
Autumn leaves or leave, as in.
I think it's the same amount of syllables. Leaves.
Leaves. Tears.
Like tears.
Autumn leaves. Leaves. Tears. Sure. That's. Wait, no. Autumn leaves.
Like tears.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Leaves
like
tears.
Blindness. Autumn leaves like tears. Yeah. That is 575.
So could you give us the full haiku to go with our hiking?
Running around here, I am a big gorilla. Autumn leaves like tears.
Oh man.
Peter, you are an artist. You're not a commentator. You are an artist, my man.
Well, I can't disagree. Oh, I don't know if we can actually get into here though. There you go, big gorilla. That's you can keep that one. You can say, "Well, I'm the kind of person people write poems about," and you'd be right. Oh, I love that little smile. That's just, oh, that's adorable. Right, so we've got just 2 other friends around to make with the murdering. Let's see. So the circle is gonna be. Oh, hello. Is that someone moving? No, it's just a bit building. The circle is over there, so it's basically that building. So I guess we probably want to be on the high ground so we look down on it. I don't know if there's going to be anyone here.
Well,
we're at the point in the game now where I think the circle is going to be damaging enough we're unlikely to get people kind of jumping on us from outside of it. Though we've actually got enough health packs, that could be an option for us. Because we could stay alive inside the blue. In fact, yeah, let's give that a go. It will bang for our armor, which is a bit unfortunate. That's something that's different between MC5 and other Battle Royales, is the blue actually takes your armor away, as well as your health. So it makes it a little harder to stay out here forever and still be able to fight. But, alright, we'll just keep popping health packs. This will become less and less practical as it goes along, but if we stay up here, we should be able to have a pretty good shot down into the remaining area. Well, actually, we're not really gaining anything from playing on that particular outside of the circle. So, I can't remember if I got this out before, but like, if you've got a little bit of damage, it can actually be kind of good because you can just have a health pack running, which you don't need to activate. Where is everybody else?
Probably.
Oh, well, that's where they are. Oh. Yep.
Oh, damn, he's hiding behind the tree. Damn, that is smart.
Well, shucks. Hero Gaming Simon is a big gorilla as well.
Aww, everyone is loving Big Gorilla today. It's very wholesome.
It's a big gorilla day. Actually, could you send me that the haiku on by PM, and I'll post that up on Twitter.
Of course. Give me 2 seconds.
Aha! I'm Master Chief. Right, let's get you guys back into the action once again. Let's go for a team battle. And ESL. 1, 2, 3. And let's go for, where have we not seen so far? Probably, I think, overtime. So let's get it started. Tier 7 and below, Tier 3 and below. ESL 1, 2, 3. Henry Lang, you're a Ver Power user. Man, Ver Power is actually one of those guns I do remember quite well from when the prestige weapons were allowed. But that was, I think it was a powerful weapon, but I sort of forgave the fact that it was quite powerful because it had a big freaking laser. And that's a good enough reason for it to exist by itself. I hear that our grand finals are just about to begin. So, with that in mind, we may need to start that before we get this game started. If that is the case, we can only apologise. But get in here quick, guys, and we'll try and get this at least started, even if we can't necessarily ride out the whole thing on stream. Thank you for sending me that haiku. If you guys have got any haikus, MC5 or otherwise, then please do post them in the chat. Remember, it's that 575. 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. And I believe it's the last sentence that traditionally includes some kind of nature thing. Or seasonal thing. Though I think probably people aren't as like hard line on that now, maybe as they once were. Just because...
I think it probably depends on whether or not you want to like do traditional haikuing, or if you are more of a, or if you have like the Western take on haikus. Because I feel like the Western take on haikus are way looser around the rules. So let's see. Apparently New Era will be moving into the grand final after an admin decision.
Oh. Well, that's certainly going to change things up, so we will be seeing that rematch that we have seen from the last 2 tournaments. New Era versus Victory Lords. Let's get this community game started. When we return, our grand final will be here, so grab yourselves some delicious water and get yourselves ready. Best of 5 action coming up in just a few minutes' time. Welcome back. Victory of Lords versus New Era for the third time in 3 tournaments. Each team has claimed victory for themselves, but will this be the definitive match of their rivalry?
Victory Lords versus New Era Counterfeit. 2 legendary teams, 2 top teams in the red MC5 scene. And now Victory Lords, they've been waiting for a long time to take down New Era here in the grand final. They've been looking absolutely smashing in their semi-final, but New Era, they will be the first team to find the first 2 kills. Amirad coming out strong once again. He absolutely carried New Era in their semi-final performance, and he's looking to do the same right here against VOL.
Yeah, Amirad just ludicrously strong for the squad as New Era. It looks like they are stepping into the gaps that Amirad have created. Last Lord's player coming in could be a strong start.
It certainly could, but New Era, they're slowly starting to develop a lead with 3 kills right now in their pocket. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. They have plenty of time. It's not like they are in a hurry, but they need to be careful because obviously when you are in a grand final scenario, you must expect your opponents to be more than capable of getting back at you and evening out the lead.
Titan Hunter Gaming, welcome to the stream, but just in time for the first game of our best of 5 grand finals. We've certainly seen some impressive MC5 from the semi-finals matches, which we were fortunate enough to catch at least glimpses from the second of. But yeah, Amirad, actually in this game, has taken a fair few deaths early. It looks like Victory of Lords are up for taking on Amirad on their own terms.
Yeah, well, Victory of Lords, they certainly are doing that so far and are starting to develop their own lead, 14-11. They don't care about Amirad and about him being a strong player and most likely the MVP for New Era. He's just another guy that they can kill.
Well, we saw before, Amirad managed to solo out an entire team by themselves. It's honestly some of the most frightening MC5 I've seen for a very long time. Amirad up top actually gets taken out by Cheeto though. This will be huge for Victory of Lords if they can seize this first game. But not only do that, take down Amirad convincingly while doing so.
And Amirad is not able to put his entire team in his backpack this time around to carry them all, as they are falling behind 7 kills. Recon Aircraft coming in from Victory Lords, getting a bit more vision to work with, but Amirad 4-5 is not able to blossom like a flower, a pretty one this time around.
Amirad's gonna take a couple of grenades to the face while he contemplates the sunshine. Victory of Lords are contemplating getting their first victory, 5 ahead as we cross the halfway mark. Yellow does grab one, but let's have a look. So, actually, a very small point spread across New Era. Their best and least well-performing player, only a difference of 2 between them. For the Lords, it's much more spread out. Jahira currently sitting on top of the heap.
But it does mean a lot for a team that you have 2 guys who are currently just dealing with everything that people are throwing at you. 26-21 with 3 players rather on the side of Victory Lords having a 7 and a 6 kill score. You just need a few people to step it up, and that's what is helping Victory Lords stay in control of this game. Now, not Surfix finding a kill, and might be able to find another one here as he's shooting over towards one of those players, Cheeto, that is.
Let's see if he's got the golden cog to be able to keep pumping out the damage from a good range across. But let's check in with the other side of the map as Zenith is there charging up the stairs into the teeth of Victory of Lords, but those teeth are mighty sharp.
Certainly are counterfeit, but the 2 teams going at each other time and time again, and now here we go, Cheeto looking for yet another kill as Victory of Lords, they really come out ahead right here, killing everyone from New Era, and we're about to see an ace with Victory of Lords being 10 kills ahead. They just need 3 more, and they will be so far up.
Just 2 minutes and change left to play in this first Grand Finals game as Stress, right place, right time, along with Drainic hitting from the other side. They are tearing New Era to pieces here in this first game. We have seen this beast mode from Victory of Lords before. When they get a lead, they are voracious about slamming in as many points as possible.
43 Victory Lords. They need 6 more kills. 5 more kills at Cheeto and Drainic. They find kills for their team. New Era, they're gonna fall here in game number 1 counterfeit. Very convincingly to the Victory of Lords. Construction site will be our next destination. And you know what? Victory Lords, with the way that they are playing, I wouldn't be surprised if this would be a 3-0 grand final. New Era, they kept up for a while, but just once Victory Lords, they gained control over their own fate, and they got a lead. They developed that into one hell of a lead.
Yeah, I think Drainic is putting things beyond reproach here, as team owner Stress also put in a very, very solid performance. New Era just didn't stand a chance towards the end of that game, but they have got those 2 more chances. It takes 3 games to call yourself a champion in this series. We shall see what happens as we head to game 2 after the break. Alright guys, so we have received word that we're going to have potentially a do-over on the files, as apparently there may have been an issue with one of the teams that went through. We'll keep you guys updated, but while we wait for confirmation one way or the other, then we'll just throw up a couple of battle royales, couple of community games, keep you guys nice and ready for when the finals gets going.
Certainly counterfeit, but you know, I always enjoy seeing a good old battle royale, especially when you are playing, because you are damn good in those battle royales.
Wow, thank you for saying so. Did it right last time round. I think our big mistake at the end was that, yeah, the person who killed us had totally the right idea, which is find something to hide behind and wait for the other person to show themselves, and then just basically get a free kill on them. Because if you've got a high-powered rifle like that, and you get a headshot, as you can quite easily line up when the other person can't see you, then it's not even a contest at that point. We should have been keeping moving, and we shouldn't have been just wide out in the open. So that's what I'm going to try and learn. And hey, guys, I think it might be a little late to join this battle royale, but we'll open up for a community game next if our finals have not resumed. Resumed? I guess that's just the word.
We're somewhat.
I know. Crazier by the second.
Daedalus broke. No.
Right, let's jump into the South Village because we should get ourselves some pretty quick scraps. Yep. Oh, some armor. Not too shabby. I feel like I've gotten. I don't know if it might just be kind of having a good day today, but we're getting a bit better at hitting those headshots. Let's see if we can headshot people with a shotgun. I imagine that works pretty well. Oh, tier 3 armor. Nice. We've still got pretty lousy guns, but hey. Tier 3 armor lets us just run away to the point where we can find good guns, so I call it a wash.
A wash?
Yeah. It's one of those ones I've learned from kind of context, but admittedly, I'm not actually entirely... Oh, hello. Exactly sure what it means. I think it's an Americanism. But the usage is to say that, stuff is basically much the same. As far as I'm aware. At least that's how it's used.
Well, today I learned. Thank you for teaching me, Mr. Conflict. Can you now shoot them in the head, please? Nice.
Okay, yep, I thought I was going to start getting shot there. Man, I must have been hitting the head a bunch of times. I wonder why I was going down so quickly. But yeah, it's literally because my armor is fully intact, but the must have been just like headshotted over and over again. Okay, I'm going to keep moving, which is the traditional way to not get horribly murdered while you're losing. It's just to bounce backwards and forwards. Phew! Alright, we made out of that one alive, which is surprising. Oh look, it's the person who was shooting us, and they're going to finish the job. Ugh.
Rest in pepperonis.
Oh man, you see, that's what happens when you start thinking that you're doing well, is you just get smashed instead. I think I would have, if I actually headshot that person, then I think it would have been alright. But ultimately, didn't, and so wasn't.
But you fought bravely, Counterfeit, and that is all that matters.
Well, you're mighty kind to say so. But I think we can find some more bravery from our stream, ESL 123. Alright, so I think one of the few ones we haven't done so far is Zone Control. Now, I honestly don't know what the best map for Zone Control is, so that's why I'm going to leave it to you, Daedalus. Where should we go?
Wait, how do I know that?
You don't, but neither do I, so I guess it's as good as any.
Okay, I could imagine Museum might be good, because it's like a rectangular kind of map.
Alright, let's give it a try. So, Zone Control. The way to score is to control more points than the opposition. This is another mode that when we open it to community games, a whole of the time, everyone just ignores the objective and just goes around killing each other, which is fine. But, I wouldn't actually mind, because we used to have Rush as the tiebreaker mode for ESL, or at least the third game mode. I wouldn't at all mind seeing a third game mode come back. Actually, while I remember, I'm going to add that to my list of things to ask or do next time I talk to them. Because, I mean, I don't know. Like, it used to be Rush. I could see something like Zone Control actually working relatively well. Let's see, so meeting notes. Third game variant. I should know what that is once it comes around. So CO and Shadow. So we do need a fair amount of people for this game to work. So Zone Control, you know, as the name suggests, is very much about map presence. And when you've only got a couple of people playing, it doesn't work anywhere near as well as when you've got full teams going at each other. Shadow and CO, we'll see if we can find you some buddies, some friends, some comrades. XG Generation, why don't you come along for the ride? Amanda Sao, Super Wow! The biggest wows around. Let's see. We haven't got the final information as of yet on the grand finals itself, but hopefully they shall be back with us soon. I don't know, maybe the zone control is too weird to find players. If that's the case, it's a shame. We can always change across to a team battle if we want to pick up more public players. Alright, yes, this doesn't seem to be working out so well. Alright, it was worth a try.
No. Well, we tried. Kind of it. Virtual high five. We tried.
A friend of mine had a good strategy which might be useful for you as well. I use it myself. Which she teaches young kids, but I think this works for anybody. Which is that, like, your brain's kind of smart about certain things and kind of dumb about other things. So you can actually fool your brain by giving yourself a pat on the back when you do a good job. People aside, ask you to try with me. Just try giving yourself a pat on the back. Good job. And it kind of like, it sort of works. And it's like, it's really weird. Even though you know that it's not actually someone else doing it, it sort of short circuits your brain in a weird way. So, you know.
Well, I will keep it in mind.
Okay, so I'll try and start the game while we've got roughly even teams. There we go. So guys, I'll throw out one more global chat invite. Then we'll get things started while we wait on our update about the grand finals. Oh boy, these guys. Alright. Yeah. Are they going to switch again? I hope so. Okay. Alright guys, we'll catch you on the other side with hopefully the grand finals, but either way, we'll keep the MC5 good times a rolling. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for your patience. So, we've had the decision from before. Reverse DO3 are back in the finals, facing off against Victory of Lords. We are officially starting from the beginning of that grand finals over again. So, Vantage, the first of a potential 5 games.
And Victory of Lords, once again, grouping up as a team. And we're seeing both teams just standing at each their side here on the map. We have DO3 up in the north and Victory of Lords in the south.
Jira making use of that tier 6 morph weapon. It's something we've seen occasionally popping out. Effectively like a, kind of a more, I believe, well, we'll find out when it fires, of a kind of shotgun style weapon, but not the most important thing right now, as Issei, using the commando, is doing a real good job, however short-lived that might be, as Draenic rushes in and trades with them.
But DO3 is actually holding their ground against the Victory of Lords. Victory of Lords, they won pretty convincingly in their semi-final, and they did develop quite a big lead for themselves. This time around, however, they're not doing that as DO3. They are all but in control, so they are in control very heftily here against Victory of Lords.
A very good start for them, DO3. We said it before in the tournament, representing the UK, headed up by, let's see, yes, of course it's Darren, who you can see in the number 4 position for them. I'm Darren. Yes, you are.
Are you sure it's Darren?
Well, I mean, the evidence suggests, but you can never really draw the conclusions until you see for yourself. Victory of Lords, occupying the southern part of the map.
Man, that is impressive. Isa L, 222 shots already in 2 minutes with a shotgun. That is quite a lot of rounds coming out from a shotgun.
I presume, we'll see when they fire next, I presume what it is, it must be counting each of the pellets from the each shotgun adds an individual shot.
Do you think so?
Well, that's the only way they could have fired 114 of them.
It would make more sense, right? So, come on, Isai, shoot someone.
We'll check back with them later. We'll try and find someone who's fighting right now. Stress stacking up with the other Victory of Lords members, looking to go up those stairs. Coming down them, though, will be Issa. Torn to pieces in close quarters, Victory of Lords have won their entry.
Stress now finding just one more kill for their team, but they are still behind 4 kills overall. The Victory of Lords team, they are in control of their own destiny, but they definitely need to get a grip on it very, very soon, because they aren't exactly putting up that big of a fight against DO3. They're not pressuring them at all.
Let's see who's getting those numbers. Team owner Stress, 4-3 so far, but Issa, who we saw getting cut down as the Lords forced their way into the center of the map. Currently the DO3 top scorer, as Royal Oak grabs another for themselves, locking in at that imp. Of course, with a little bit of power user camo there. Doesn't quite manage to secure that kill, but you're right, DO3 in a solid position for this first finals game.
They certainly are now. Victory of Lords, however, they are slowly catching their way back. Have reduced the lead to 3 kills overall. Now make that 1 as Chura and Draenic, they find some kills. Draenic coming up here once again, looking for a headshot, finds that, and suddenly we're completely even at 21-21. 3 minutes left to go.
Yeah, a great comeback here from the French team against the Brits of Dio. It's still anyone's game as we get into that second half. The team's just short of the 25 they need to be on track to get the full kills through, but I think the pace is picking up, so we could see it go all the way to the end.
It certainly could be, but Counterfeit, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the timer run down. With the way the two teams are playing, they've used over 5 minutes to get to 25 kills, so they could use the next 2.5 to just get to like 40, or to just fight each other without getting to 50 kills.
Royal Oak holding position outside. So this is a very common defensive ploy from the teams to control the stairway down there. There's only a few different ways to approach So the choke point works pretty well. Victory of Lords, though. They've got the lead for themselves. And you can see there, still trying to figure out. I think it's a kind of assault rifle. Hey, Gregory Thompson over on Facebook.
By the way, Counterfeit, could you go back to Israel? We need to see if it's the pellets that counts as you shooting off rounds. They probably do. Oh yeah, they do. So for every shot you fire with that shotgun, it counts for, I believe, 4. Wait, no, that's way more than 4. That's like 8.
Alright, dealers, but the numbers that matter are the ones at the top of your screen. 34 to 36. The timer is running down. I think you could be right.
It's 6 shots per round.
Alright. Well, it's 36 points per team.
Well, it is certainly coming very, very close to 50 kills. Diophy and Victory of Lords. It's very close between these two teams, and we don't have a clear victor quite yet. But Diophy, they are making a case for themselves, with them just reaching 40 kills, 41 now. However, Victory of Lords, they are at their heels at 40 kills as well.
Hank MC5, welcome to the stream. We're just in time for our second go at the finals, and it's proving to be an extremely competitive one. Victory Lords made a heroic comeback, but Dio are now the ones in control when it counts the most. When that timer goes down to 0, Dio keep picking up kills, and I don't know if Lords have got it in them to come back again.
They have 30 seconds to make that comeback right now. Diophy, they have 46 kills overall, but Victory of Lords, they aren't that far behind. However, Diophy, they're getting close to 50 kills. 2 more will do it for them. Victory of Lords, here we go. 46, 49, and who will be the end one? We have 10 seconds more. Diophy, 1 more kill, but oh my god, Stress, what a grenade! Who will get this? Will they just be running down the clock? Everyone is running away. They don't want to die here at this point. And we're coming down to overtime, Counterfeit. What a play from Stress. He just saved that game from the Victory of Lords.
So this means now we're in sudden death. There's no respawns. And we get some pretty broad differences between the teams, as it's going to be the first blood to DO3. Now teams, we've seen them play out incredibly carefully, but being aggressive can have its own rewards. You see there for Dio, they've now got the numbers advantage. There's no time limit for overtime, so the Lords pretty heavily motivated to try and play out slow and cautious. The Stress, the savior of the Lords, equalizes. And Cheeto keeps it that way. Cheeto grabs another. And this could all be over. Drainic gonna trade across. It's now Rue and Cheeto versus the two between. It's a duel, but it's a duel that the Lords win. Man. Well, we said before that it's only a single kill separating it can't get closer. We just found out how close it can be.
Not only did we go into overtime from a heroic play from Stress Counterfeit, but also Victory of Lords secured themselves the first victory in overtime. Victory of Lords now have some momentum to work with, so let's see if they can keep that up in the next 3 games at the very... Sorry, we're going to have at least 2 more games. If they can keep it up, it could be a 3-0.
We've got some really similar scorelines, which merits discussion here. Stress and Isel almost exactly the same make, and Rue almost with the same scores as well. It's some startlingly similar numbers. But guys, our second grand final is just getting started, and it promises to be absurdly competitive. So don't go anywhere, and we shall be back. Game 2 of the finals coming up. Welcome back, everybody. Victory of Lords and Dio clash once more. Their first game, oh boy, going all the way to overtime and all the way to the final kill. That's some quality MC5.
It certainly is counterfeit, and it could only come in the grand final. So I am happy with the way things are going and shaping up here in this grand final. Now, Victory of Lords coming out swinging. They have the momentum, and they have just found 2 kills.
Shine gonna take a little bit of shelter as the grenades start raining in. Both these teams so evenly matched. We're commenting before, their team performance almost identical. They had the same leading player, the same second string player, and nearly the rest of the team was identical as well. But the Lords, they're looking pretty good here. The Dio, they might have the talent, but do they have the experience?
They certainly have. Dio, right now with 1 game behind. It could be a psychological effect that now they're going to fall further and further behind, that they're going to be dissuaded from trying their hardest here in this grand final, especially against a team like the Victory of Lords, who just have so much experience on their shoulders.
It is going to be head honcho stress with the biggest share of the Victory of Lords kills so far. Issei and Royal Oak for Dio. Yeah, the French team not having to fight back from behind this time around, but man, that was such an incredible game. But what a great way to start a finals. What a great way to just play any game, honestly.
That is true. And now the things are slowing down. Victory Lords, they're down in the south here on the construction side as Chirua takes on 2 people. Will he be able to get the last one? No, he will not. But still, Victory Lords down to the south. They are up on that sniper's nest. While Dio, they're slowly coming out, trying to land some sniper shots as well. But they are inside the building. They don't really have that much cover to work with, and it's not ideal for a sniper.
Lefifu92 over on Twitch, welcome to the stream. You've just come into the second game of the grand finals. The first game was absolutely magnificent. MC5 going all the way, literally as close as it could have been. But the Lords, they seem to have found their rhythm in game 2. The construction site has got some pretty interesting engagement patterns, and Lords, they're making the most of them.
Well, the Victory of Lords, they're just staying in the back, and it means that you have an overwatch over all the area on the construction site. People can come from the left, they can come from the right, they can come from the center. But when you are staying at the back, you can watch every single entrance counterfeit, and it's working out for Victory of Lords because they have a 12 kill lead so far.
Churia doing a nice job of providing that flanking, scouting presence for the Lords, as yes, they maintain control of the sniper nest up at the top, continuing to rack up those kills. EMP going to come in as well to disrupt the Dio offense, and a great chance for Churia to move in while those maps are down for Dio.
He is rocking that assault rifle. Now, will hide behind that block, but will not be enough. He will go down as the DOV, they are slowly pushing out, but whenever they take 1 step forward, Victory of Lords, they take 3 steps forward as well. And they will always be ahead, especially with such a big lead that they have right now. It's just so hard for Dio to make the comeback.
Cheeto is the one really stepping up as we come past the mid-game towards the later stages. Just so perfectly placed. Reminds me of that sniper from before. Just find your position and fire from it. But of course, Cheeto not obeying the cardinal rule of the sniper. You gotta fire and move or you will get hunted down.
And hunts will be slowly coming in counterfeit right now. Victory Lords, they are so far ahead that they can taste victory, and they can taste the fact that they will be 2-0 up here in this grand final. It's all looking good for them, but Dio 3, they are so close that they could also make that comeback. They have plenty of time, but against the Victory of Lords squad, it's looking very unlikely. These guys, they have their experience and they are putting it to work.
Lefifu, bienvenue, welcome to the stream. It looks like Victory of Lords will be closing this one out pretty convincingly. Where is the Dio from days past? The game before was so incredibly close, but I have to think, if anything, that it's got to be a map dependency here, because Victory of Lords, they look like a totally different team, and Dio, they just don't get even close.
And kind of fit, I have a hard time seeing how Dio they can win here against the Victory of Lords, because Victory of Lords, they love to fight all the time, but they can also utilize those snipers. We've seen it on Vantage, we've seen it on construction site. Now we're heading to the museum, and that allows the same kind of strategy, and Dio are simply not fit for fighting Victory of Lords on their terms.
Yeah, that sniping power is almost unstoppable, and with it, the Lords will take themselves a second game. One more will make them our champions, and will put them all the way through this finals unbeaten. We know Dio, they've got a hell of a lot of fight in them, but they'll need to find that fire again as Game 3 match point comes up after the break. Welcome back. Victory of Lords now stand 2 games up in the Grand Finals series. But Dio, their British hearts, they're never going to give up all the way through to the end, I'm certain.
No, they will obviously fight for everything that they can right here, but Victory of Lords being 2-0 up here means a lot for them because they could finish out things now. Plus, they don't have the pressure on them. DO3, they have all the pressure in the world on them right now. They need to win every single game left in this best of 5 series in order to win it.
Harry PUBG asking us not to open the match from the map when the match starts. I do apologise, Harry, but we do have to keep that up to be able to really keep track of what's going on in the game. Can I apologise? I imagine in the next update the kill feed will get moved so it's not being obscured. But this way we can really tell a lot more what's going on in the match itself. So apologies for that, Harry. We'll try and keep you updated as to who's grabbing the kills as best we can. For now, though, we can see Victory of Lords. They have retreated right back into the corner and are waiting for Dio to come to them.
They definitely have, and that is surprising seeing as how Victory of Lords, they are behind. But they are all the way up to the top of this map, and they are just sticking together in a small, closed-off area, which now means that they can take their time. They can wait for Dio to come to them, and then they can just shoot them down once they come into the small corridor, which is the entrance to the top of the museum.
SA seems to have got the right tools for the job, though. The commander, great at making an approach along a very limited field of fire. Stress trying to salvage it as Dio managed to get amongst the ranks of the French squad. It's a massacre, but Make and Cheeto, they've respawned in and they're able to help clean up and more or less equalize.
DO3, they don't want to end the game here on the museum. They want to go to Scramble. They want to go to rooftops. And they are now on their way with the lead. It feels like it's the first time ever that they do have that lead for themselves.
Now, this could be the start of something big for Dio, but they need to keep it going. As they get a DC, not what you need at all. Especially with now the game opening up to be a much more wide-ranging brawl across the whole map. Numbers, just getting the 2v1 is super important.
Oh, well, Dio3 and Victory of Lords. There's 5 kills separating them right here, kind of fit. And Dio3, they are on their way to forcing us into a real best of 5. But Victory of Lords, they haven't given up yet. They are working together as a team. But we do see 1 kill right there, as Dio3 will get 1 more for themselves. And a nice grenade comes in, takes down another Victory of Lords member.
I honestly don't know what's going on with the Lords in this game. They've got this really unique strategy of just kind of operating out of the top left-hand corner, which does not seem to be working for them so far. So I'm surprised that they, as much as maybe I just don't understand what the reasoning is there, that they would keep on doing it, considering that, it's not really rewarding for them so far.
22-14. This is looking like Victory Lords in the past 2 games. However, it's just turned around. It's 100% turned around. As Dio3, they are in the lead with 10. Make that 11 kills.
So, Vantage was real close. Construction site was totally one-sided to the Lords. Museum seems to be the reverse of fortunes. It's Scramble coming up next. And as you pointed out when we were on the construction site, if the Lords do go down here, sniping is the Lords' purview.
That is true, Confin, and we can only wait to see how that will turn out. But right now, DO3, they are in the lead. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Victory Lords, they need to get their move on if they want to secure themselves the grand final victory right here. But they are still just staying together, and the 2 teams, they are on each their opposite side of the museum. So it's very hard for Victory Lords to come to Dio3 because they have to defend this advantage, and therefore they will be in control once Victory of Lords, they come running into the small closed off quarters.
SA grabs another. Yep, it's looking like a pretty convincing Dio victory when they needed that victory the most. He said it's still anybody's final to take. The Lords are firing back, but at this point, with only 2 minutes left on the clock, it would take an enormous push from the Lords to bring this game back.
Oh, kind of it. If they can make that push, it would be just absolutely crazy, and it would be heroic, but Dio3, they are sitting so well at the top. They have all the control in the world, and I don't think Victory Lords, they can turn this around. It certainly will be a Dio3 victory right here, and we will be going to the game number 4. We will be going to Scramble.
Yeah, that airstrike coming across didn't get anything back for the Lords at all. It comes down to this last minute. Dio's lead doesn't seem maybe as insurmountable, but Oak keeps on pumping out those points. It's Royal Oak and Rue who are doing the damage for the team, and Rue puts it beyond doubt. I think you're right. We might not get up to 50, but unless something really changes in this last minute, this is going to be perhaps the start of a Dio comeback.
Dio3. If they make this comeback happen, if they make the reverse sweep, it would be something unseen in MC5 history. It's not very often that happens when a team is 2-0 up in a grand final, but it can happen, and I don't want to rule out Dio3 so far.
Oreo and Milk, welcome to the stream. You can tell our moderators like your name already. He must be hungry. But Dio3, they seem to be the hungriest of all as they've fought their way back into this series. Victory of Lords, I think a bit of a wake-up call for them that this is not a done deal, especially with how crazy good Rue is playing.
But one more kill for Dio3 will just complete the match. And there we go. Now, that means that we're going to go to Scramble. We're going to have a series on the hands kind of it, but well played by Dio3. They figured out how to deal with Victory of Lords, and it just was that once you got the pressure onto Victory of Lords, once you had that lead, you forced them to come to you, and that meant that they just couldn't deal with that, because forcing Victory Lords to come to you is a new situation for them. They are used to being in control, and they weren't this time around.
So guys, game 4 beckons. Dio3, every game from them, from this game until the last game, will be do or die. But we're heading to Scramble next. We know the Lords are super strong with their snipers. We'll find out if Dio can keep their return streak going, or if the Lords will close it out. 7 minutes or less away for game 4. Welcome back, Victory of Lords and DO3. Now we head to Scramble as DO have broken the winning streak of the Lords. But can they do it 2 more times and claim the cup for themselves? We shall find out. This next game, do or die for DO.
Well, last game was also do or die for DO, and now, with them having a bit of momentum, some of the pressure will be taken off of them. They start out well by finding 3 kills as well. Counterfeit, with the way DO are playing, we could be going to a game number 5.
Certainly, the chats have come down on the side of Dio. Oh my god! Dio have started out this 4th game blisteringly fast. So many kills so quickly. Rue, Royal Oak, Isse, all just slamming into the Lords at speed. I don't think they've seen anything like this before, because the Lords, they can barely get back on their feet before they are dogpiled all over again.
DO3, they're coming out swinging and they are decimating the Victory of Lords right here. This is just crazy to see. Victory of Lords, with their experience, should not be in such a position, but they are finding themselves in this right now and they need to bounce back.
That could start with that flurry of kills coming back in from the snipers. As you said, Victory of Lords, when they get a good sniping position, they can impress. But right now, Royal Oak and the rest of the team, they're doing their darndest to change the rules of the game and make it all about just flinging yourself bodily into the opposing team.
Now, Victory Lords, they are starting to find themselves back. They have reduced the lead, but it is still 8 kills. So DO3, they haven't completely let go of their grip of the Victory of Lords. And Victory Lords, they're still finding themselves strangling for any kind of advantage they can find.
Royal Oak, the real standout for Dio in this game. A crazy 8 kills so far, along with Isse and Rue, all with 6 kills apiece. The Lords don't seem content to let this continue though, as they are doing their best to stabilize stress. Grabs 3 in a row, 9-5 for them. And with the rest of the Lords stepping up, this might not be as done as we thought.
Oh, the Victory Lords, they are fighting back against DO3. DO3, they're not gonna get this for free. But, with that being said, it's a 10 kill lead for DO3. And the Victory Lords, they are finding themselves very far behind. They did win 2-0 in the first 2 maps. But now DO3, they want to throw us to a 5th game. They want to throw us to the rooftops. Even though the bomber and the airstrikes are being deployed by Victory of Lords, I don't think it's gonna make a difference as they find 3 quick kills here on DO3. And suddenly, they are past 40 kills and very close to taking down the Victory of Lords.
Man, what is going on? Dio, they are showing up and just destroying the Lords, who've done everything they can to try and stabilize this game, but after a brief respite, it has just flooded forward. We haven't even got halfway through the game timer, and Dio are basically finished.
They definitely are, and they don't need too much time. They just need 50 kills, and they find it right here. They're gonna take down Victory Lords, and now we come down to one last game. It's going to be decided on the rooftops, Counterfeits. Let's see if Victory Lords or DO3 will be the victors of today's competition.
Just so incredibly strong from Dio there. But, yeah, we've seen both teams. They've had their dominant games. Now Dio have got the momentum. They switched the series back to effectively just being best of 1. This single next game will crown our champions. Let us know, guys. Dio, have they got your full support, or are you rooting for the establishment, the Lords? We'll find out who it will be in just 7 minutes or less. Welcome back. One final game, Deedless. One final game to call whoever it shall be our champions. And the best way to do it, of course, is to raise the roof.
Rooftops counterfeit. One of my favorite maps will be the deciding factor here between Dire Free and Victory of Lords. And counterfeit, I feel like it is a map that definitely will give us some interesting plays, because the two teams, they have been very bloodthirsty, going at each other. It's been quick plays, it's been shoot, 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 pew, pew, pew. But now Rooftops, it's more about the slow-paced maps and a slow-paced playstyle.
Well, I mean, it can be, but not if you're Issa L and you're sniping people through a skylight with a shotgun. I mean, yeah, you're right though, the Rooftops does support a much more measured play style, but we have had fights which just revolve around this center room here, where it just turns into a complete bloodbath.
But the two teams, they are even counterfeit, and that is a good thing here for Victory Lords and for Dire Free. It means that no one is starting to develop that lead, and thus we can slow down a bit. The teams, they can take a breather. There's no reason to make anything or make a reckless mistake right here, because it all comes down to this very last game. This is the deciding factor, whether or not you're gonna win or you're gonna lose.
Let me correct those team names on the UI, because yes, Victory of Lords are in the red, Dio in the blue. We're starting to see a little bit of separation that makes that a more meaningful distinction, as Dio ahead now. Cheeto does grab a kill for themselves, but it's still anyone's game. Victory of Lords, they are up on the roof, but I don't know if this is the right strategy if they're behind.
They need to go looking for DO3. They need to go searching for those kills. And right now, just poking through the holes in the roof is not going to give you that. They're not going to put themselves in a position where you can shoot them through the roof. You're not going to find Dio through that way. You need to go hunting for them underneath. And now, Israel coming up, popping up, finding a kill. But still, Victory of Lords, they're not exactly doing themselves any favors by playing this so slow.
Yeah, the Lords don't seem to have the key as of yet, and that's the advantage you get from being a new team, or at least a new combination of players. The strategies for Dio here, they seem to be working so far. The Lords, we've seen them try and make comebacks again and again, but this is the last chance. Victory of Lords, they almost equalize. Royal Oak has been the rock for the squad, but this time it's going to be nearly entirely on Issa L's performance.
And Issa L is certainly a player that we have noticed a lot in today's broadcast counterfeit. They have been doing absolutely smashing, and once they get going, they just turn up. So Victory of Lords, they need to find a way to deal with Issa, because right now they have found 9 kills.
Man, Issa has got a very good strategy, and they are working with it. They just hang around on this gantry, go out, pick up a kill, run back again, and anybody who follows them inside will face the wrath of their DBS shotgun. I mean, this is similar to how the construction site, we have this very small part of the map which was generating these ludicrous amount of points because there just was no obvious way to deal with it.
Well, Victory Lords, they haven't found a way either, counterfeit, so right now they're finding themselves behind Dio. And Dio, they are just happy with the way things are going. They are happy with being under the rooftops, because, well, the rooftop rather, because they have the lead. They will just wait for Victory Lords to come to them. They are happy running the clock down.
3 minutes separates one of these teams from glory, and one of these teams from just being second place. It continues to do exactly what they've been doing all game long. It has rewarded them with 14 kills so far, so why fix what isn't broken?
5 kills now for Dio. Make that 6. And counterfeit, this is such a crazy game. Dio, they could be taking down Victory Lords. Dio, they come in as the lowest seeded team. No one expected them to be in this position. But they are on the brink to taking down the Victory of Lords.
make for the side of Victory of Lords. It's not comparing to Issa with their ludicrously high scores, but the Lords overall are keeping up just by sheer volume of kills across the team. Issa L, though, going away from that points generating part of the map, has now put themselves in peril, gets taken down. The Lords behind by 4, and 2 minutes to go before a winner is chosen.
It's plenty of time for Victory Lords to make that comeback, but they need to start moving now, because suddenly they're behind 6 kills. Dio, they have all the momentum in the world. They have no pressure on them. They can just wait it out. And Victory Lords, they're not making any moves to reducing this lead that Dio, they have.
4 kills separating the bottom floors, being filled in as Stress snipes off 2 kills with the Cog. Gonna go back to the old stomping grounds of Issa L, where so many points were brought in before, looking to see if they can spot out any of the Dio members as they transition around the map. Let's catch up with Issa. 20 points so far on that commander. Switching across from the heavy of before, and what a better place to have a big old shield when you're defending a stairway.
Is doing a lot of work right here for Dio and could be the deciding factor, but 45 seconds left. 2 kills separating the two teams. Victory Lords, they're coming closer to it. They're coming for Dio. However, a kill from Issa comes in very clutch. 1 more kill from Rue comes in as well, and very needed here for Dio.
Yeah, desperation time now for the Lords. 30 seconds left to play. It's so very close. Stress gets the flank across, but Issa turns and burns. With that, the last of the Lords' hopes could have been gone, but they're still fighting.
They are indeed Victory Lords. 3 more kills is all they need to get overtime. And Dio, they're just going back, but Israel gets a very clutch kill, and that could be the deciding factor. Dio will win right here. They find a few kills towards the end, and they secure themselves the grand final.
What an incredible reverse sweep from the Dio team representing the UK, and Issa L head and shoulders above everyone. 25 kills. That is a ludicrous performance.
It certainly is kind of fair. And just Dio coming from the UK, you must be very proud.
I honestly don't even have the capability to process what we just saw. That is one of the most scarifying pieces of MC5 performance I think I've ever seen. And I think Issa by themselves, even if they weren't as skillful as they obviously, were showing us there, they opened up a new strategy on the rooftops. They found that particular piece of real estate and they mined it for all it was worth. Really well done. As while we may not have any new maps as of yet, we've at least got new strategies, and it's incredibly rewarding for Dio.
Oh yeah, Dio, they now might be able to create an empire for themselves. The way that they played tonight, the way that they took down Victory Lords, is inspiring, and I hope they can keep it up in future cups.
Well guys, speaking of future cups, we now look towards next week, for we are done for this weekend. We will be having the PC June Cup number 1 at 5 o'clock UK time, and then the iOS Cups over the rest of the weekend. If you'd like to see that in your local time, then I'm posting the link out into the chat, play.eslgaming.com/moderncombat/global. Our thank yous, of course, to Aviator Featured and Pap for running things behind the scenes. Again, none of this would be possible without our trusty admins. Deedless, if people would like to find you, where should they be looking?
Obviously, guys, you should be looking at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at DeedlessCast, all over the place. It is with an S at the end.
And if you want to find myself, Counterfeit Cast, in all the same kind of places. Please, if you haven't already, do give the Modern Combat platform you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Mob Crush a follow, because we will be back next week. But for now, we are done. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.